Oh, this one might not win me any fans, but fuck it. I don't care. This one's going to involve Parler, which they might have made a snap judgment, but everything that's coming out because this story is very, very, very breaking. Might have been a little hasty on pulling the plug on somebody, but it's also being reported that it was a mistake by them, and man, it would look pretty fucking fishy if they decided to cancel somebody who's been canceled off of literally everything else, not but a day after coming back online. Yeah, it would pretty much kill their credibility. So I'm a little bit lenient on this, okay? Might be my bias popping out, and feel free to check me on that, but I'm thinking it's going to be a mistake based on what we're hearing. But Milo Yiannopoulos, he's the guy who was canceled off of Parler. Not really. As you can see in the update, yeah, shortly after the story was published, Parler reinstated Milo Yiannopoulos' account. The Gateway Pundit sent their CEO a follow-up email that they will be honoring Milo's demands for a messy wine mom badge and terms of service immunity. So, yeah, it was clearly a fucking mistake. And you know what? I used to like Milo, okay? Back in, what was it, like 2015, where it was all of those such and such owns libtards with facts and logic, you know, how Ben Shapiro, rose to fame. Milo was doing the exact same stuff with a little bit more flowery fucking language, and then he got caught up with telling his story about being groomed as a fucking younger gay man and whatever. I followed it all, need not repeat most of it because it's probably a terms of service violation on YouTube and whatever. I don't need to give them any more fucking fuel for their fire. But yeah, I don't know, he's just kind of been a spurg, and I don't know, he was growing his following back over on Parler. He's been deplatformed off of literally everything, and while I don't necessarily like the direction that he's going, he's just become kind of a crazy fucking recluse. And just because I don't like what he's doing doesn't mean that I'd want him kicked off of anything. And as far as I can remember, he was the first person. Like, he was years before Alex Jones got kicked off of Twitter and everything else, but Milo's been causing a fucking shitstorm everywhere. But another reason that we're going to cover this story is because we got the skinny on how Parler's operating, because today it's been a hell of a lot smoother. The app was a little bit fucked up this morning, but whatever, we'll see what's going on. Parler, a platform that markets itself as a pro-speech alternative to Twitter, has banned, no he hasn't, Milo Yiannopoulos for making offensive jokes. I couldn't really find anything of it, but I don't know. Yiannopoulos appears to be something of a canary in a coal mine when it comes to censorship, as he's one of the first high-profile cases of Twitter completely censoring someone off their clear violation of terms of service. Yeah, you got yeeted. Originally, he had a verification check mark, and that was taken away because reasons, and then he was thrown out because he was criticizing Leslie Jones, who is... the less said about her, the better for everybody, because she's a professed comedian. You can find her stylings, I think, still on Saturday Night Live. But, yes, she was the starting left tackle in the Ghostbusters all-female remake. Jokes ensued because of it, and then he became a pariah off of that. Oh, well, that was a long time ago, and he hasn't really updated his fucking gimmick since then. But like I said before in the opening, I don't really care what he does. He just has the right to fucking say it wherever he wants, as far as I'm concerned. Parler went live on Monday. Yes, we all know that. After being offline for roughly a month after Amazon dropped them from their hosting platform, has become a major target of cancel brigade. Yes, Antifa accounts have been trying to go after them, and the likes of, Sleeping Giants or whatever. Media Matters has been all over Parler right now. That's why it's been a little touch and go with them right now at the moment. So if you haven't been able to get on, that's probably because of it, because they're trying to take them down. And like it says here, SkySilk is the current server provider, I suppose, for them. The national file who first broke the news of Yiannopoulos' ban reports that eyebrows were raised when it was discovered that the new web hosting provider SkySilk bans undefined hateful content from being hosted by them. Yeah, why would they move to a platform that would have the exact same terms of service that they would have just gotten rid of off of Amazon? Questions, important questions to think of and to have answered, reserving the right to refuse to provide service to customers that host racist, pornographic, hateful material of those which create customer service or abuse uses for us. So a not too dissimilar terms of service that Amazon and the other high-profile services would have. Interesting. The CEO of SkySilk, Kevin Matsane, issued a statement saying that They are well aware that Parler has received an aggressive response from those who believe their platform has been used as a safe haven for bad actors. Metsonian added, "Let me be clear. Always be worried about whenever somebody starts a statement with 'let me be clear,' because you can always detect a little bit of shit that follows after it. SkySilk does not advocate nor condone hate. Rather, it advocates the right to private judgment and rejects the role of being judge, jury, and executioner. Unfortunately, too many of our fellow technology providers seem to differ in their position on this subject." Well, yeah, like it was a fucking false alarm. And I peeked over on Twitter to see what the fuck the stories of the day were, and the What's Happening tab has just become a fucking trash fire. And I seen this pop up based on the couple of people that I still follow over there. And yeah, as you can see, Cassandra Fairbanks, who, if you guys were following when I was doing the vice presidential debate wrap up, this bitch, okay, this is where some more people might hate me, but I'm not a big fan of hers. I think that she's just a wolf in sheep's clothing. She is merely riding the wave of what is popular. Because if you want to scroll through her profiles, you can do it at your own leisure. She's a former leftist who came over and saw the light after whatever fucking hardship she had at the time. Then became a hardcore Trump supporter, and then now she just continues to rail on the media. And I don't know if her fucking mouthwash is sponsored by Yoplait, but she sounds like this whenever she talks. And she thought, "Oh my god, Mike Pence is so wonderful, and I really hope that he runs after Trump." And we've seen everything that came out with Mike Pence. He was a fucking neocon creature. I don't think she has an original thought in her head, and I'm not a big fan of pretty much any journalist out there outside of like Glenn Greenwald, but even that's a little tenuous of a grasp. Listen, just report the facts and don't fucking spin them in order for you to make clickbait out of this. Like, look at, okay, it's only about 2 hours old and she's already got all of her fucking likes and retweets out of that. But yeah, she just doubled down. "Oh, look at my secondhand reporting. Oh, it's funny because the censorship insanity has really ramped up with Milo too. He's a canary in the coal mine. If he gets banned, we're all next." Looks like she couldn't fucking think up a different analogy. She wrote that in her stupid in her article as well. Yeah, retweet or quote retweeting somebody, "So much for the tolerant right." But then, of course, you might have seen that to begin with. Parler board members are telling me that his ban was a mistake. Yeah, so you already got all your headlines. You already printed your fucking story. You already got all the traction that it possibly could. Oh, we'll just refresh this for posterity's sake because we're wrapping up. You already got your 640 comments, so go ahead and try to hop on the bandwagon, try to take it down a bit. Good for you, bitch. That's what you get when you try to chase the clicks. Know who your sources are. I've put up, like 400 videos at this point. You guys pretty much know where I stand on most things anyways. I tell you who I support, who I think's worth supporting, and who I don't think has much integrity, and add another name to the list. With that, guys, just a little quick update because I wouldn't be doing my job because I've been a big proponent of Parler, and this looked pretty ghastly at the minute, and then as soon as I seen the updates, it was like, yeah, it's time to go in on these motherfuckers. So with that said, we're going to go back to the regular scheduled programming by seeing what's going on in Texas, because that's another thing that hits very close to home, because I do love me the state of Texas. Been there a couple of times and hopefully might be able to make it home one day. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.